When you're dealing with a solicited case, they tell you things that are not so. When you're dealing with the original cases, I have to wait on confirmations to come back from the banking areas. I have to wait on certain passcodes that were already issued, right? So as a result of that, it does take time. Sometimes I have to do a Brinks day and I have to check off lots of money that comes in for whatever different reason for different areas. So it's epic sometimes. However, when I send in your tax removal request, the amount that was sent back on file pertaining to everything on listing was 2.970. Let me explain that. That's 2,970,000. If you were going on your own grounds, you would have probably be looking on over $8 million based on the amount. And that's what the record came back to show from the tax removal area. Now, from the 2.970, the company will be doing a constitutional payment on that. Barbara, they get the checks. The subject payment was 700. That was administrative and confirmation came today. The reason why I yesterday only because being and actually you at your end. When I say human, but don't take any phone calls, Barb, if you have not spoken to Amanda. Please speak to me first. Let me check your entries to see if you did get the call from any of the companies listed, or the call could be a solicited call. Because if you know what, if the blockage was not placed in right now, honestly, Barb, you'd have been probably out of some money because that account, did they give you an account information for you to do a wire transfer to?
Um,
You remember you told me about it? Huh?
right, right. Um,
Yeah.
who are you talking about not answering a phone call? I don't understand. I have to be able to answer a
All
phone
right.
call.
Let me explain that for you. When I call your phone line, let me say this too, Barb. Let me enlighten your darkness a little
I'm not in the darkness, honey.
bit. You get a little touchy, depends on what I say. And sometimes, honestly, it's
Well,
just a
you're a little
gesture. I
bit
really mean
condescending,
nothing.
and
Yeah.
yeah.
All right. I'm sorry. Let me say this. When I say that, this is what I mean. If someone gets enough information from you,
Hmm.
these scammers can attach Barbara another account to your account. You see, by the time you turn around, if your account is not listed under, like now they can't do it because I have a protective service on, which comes with an insurance policy. But if you give them enough information, I wouldn't want you to do it to prove it. I'm just telling you a little of what I know. That's why I say enlighten of your darkness. If they get enough information, they can attach even your account to another one and withdraw from your account before you catch up. If they get your social security enough information, you will not see social security for a few months until you catch up.
Well, I'm
So
not
these
worried
are,
about that at all.
thank you. You have no reason now, and you wouldn't have any reason before, probably on your own. But now that I have a hold of your documents and is in charge of your files, it's very difficult for someone to do that because everything that is administrated to you comes from the company that I
Hmm.
will put my signature to be administrated to you for whatever purpose. Now, on your tax removal, they are withdrawing $375,000 from that amount. That 375,000 is to be administrated to you, that you, being the recipient, can have an input on the tax removal as proof, because each check that comes out, Barb, has to have your name on it that goes towards the tax removal.
Okay.
Nothing that is under your name in amount subjected under check. I can't take anything from it if I don't have an ID that states, sorry, your name to it, right?
Hmm.
If And that would be impossible because you are also going to be profile screened. You probably have to use a photograph, right? So no one else can tamper with anything else pretending to be you. As your representative, I have no control over any of the checks that are in your name, get them cashed anywhere. So your tax removals, Barbara, is going to be met under the company. All right? How it's going to be met under the company? You don't have to, nothing that is in your name will be touched. The company will be providing payments. They could go ahead and make one payment of 2,970,000. But for you, they're not going to do it that way because you'll have to prove too much, of coming up and paying off the taxes for $2.9 million immediately without touching the money. So
Hmm.
that's a box. What I wanted to speak to you about before I did anything, that's why I text you to say urgent when I started your process, is in your lifetime, and don't take the question out of the box. It's directly as I ask it because I have to know what to sign on your thing, Barb. Now, in your lifetime, have you ever received 370 or any amount in that bracket to your account at once? Is it going to pose any suspicion? If I should sign for the transfers to come into you, that you can distribute to the tax removal in person as the recipient, that you have no future problems. And that I will explain to you what I mean when I say future problems. Have you ever received a large amount to you before, Barbara? Will the bank have any problems with that? Because we're not going to give the local banks any information of how much you're collecting or anything like that.
No, that won't be a problem.
That won't be a problem. All right, let me tell you what is on your entry, and you're going to tell me if you're comfortable. Now, as I said, do you want your bank, Barb, to get any information on how much you're collecting before you start collecting anything at all? Because we are not going to send out any information to any local areas in and around you. The reason it's not going to be done like that, it's your safety that counts. Money, you won't take it with you. So, you always enjoy it, and who you can help, you will help. But at the end of the day, one person tells another person, you know how much money Barbara has, Brady? I saw she has over $20 million. We don't need that for you. I don't need that for you. All right. So, not needed that for you. We do not share any local information. When you start collecting, you will have enough space to decide where you bank, where you invest, and all of that. And that information you don't need to share with me because then it will be your personal information as to what you do with whatever comes into you. It's my job to ensure that it comes into you personally and not someone else coming in to snatch away. But what you do with it afterwards is not my concern,
All right.
right? Right. So what I have decided, what they sent me on file, and I did sign to it, but I did not send it in completely because I wanted to speak to you. They have decided to give you anonymous transfers. Barb. When I say that, the amount will go into the account, and when it's requested, it will be replaced to the account. Lay that aside because I will explain more of that to you. Very simple and effective. Um, you remember when I asked you about an IRA account? Not that you understand what I mean. As I said to you before, if it's not business on your documentation, Barb, I'm not going to ask any questions, right? And if it is as it is, you don't need to give me anything because once you are the correct person, your name accepts everything. It's just like your driver's license. You use your driver's license any of the 52 states in America. It's still you. Nothing can change. So it's the same thing. It's you, the funds comes into you. But as I said, I'm not sure how those persons got your info, and I think you did give them a little more information that they could run with because they did try to pull a few stunts. But I want that out of your head, out of your way, because
I'm not
that's
worried about
no
it.
threat to
I'm
you.
not worried about it. I've contacted the bank and the Social Security office today. I'm just not worried about it anymore.
You know what I'm gonna say to you now, Barb? That's another thing I wanted to speak to you about today. Your banking.
Hmm.
Have you mentioned anything to them about any scam relation problems that
No,
you had?
no.
No? Okay, because I don't want that to paint a picture for you, right? Let me explain now why you are going to be involved in the tax removal as the recipient. Listen to me carefully. When the taxes are removed from the amount you're going to be collecting, Barb, and don't get me wrong, what you're collecting stands to be the same amount as you will hear it on the banking system. I am going to let you through another banking era because I had your information changed. You remember the last information the Bonos gave you that they stole, that they couldn't use if it wasn't your phone number showing to be dialed directly from you? They couldn't go into the system, the banking system. I don't know how they got how much it was, but they did give you some numbers because you had to clear the amount, tag the amount that you were aware that is there under your name. So when the call came in from you, that's how the clearance went to the account. Are you understanding me at all?
Yes.
Okay, good. Now, that amount on the account has been changed. The numbers that they apparently had has been changed. So let me tell you what's on your account right now as we speak, and no one else has this information but you, right, and myself. On your account now, there is $24,200,000. Your bonus account that they told you nothing about that would have followed through on your main account of the 18.5 was added to it. Because your tax removal request was made, they add everything to one amount and they related a tax amount from that. Luckily, you are on an agreement listing. So the amount that was issued, instead of about almost 8 million or a little over 8 million, it's 2.970. Allow no one else to tell you anything else because that would be a lie. Now, on the 2.970, the company has already issued 712,000 on a certified cashier's check with your name signed to the back of the check with a notification that shows that your tax removals are in place, right? So when your tax removals are in place and your money is tax free, you don't want someone paying with that and pretending to be you. So that's what I'm eliminating. If I was supposed to call you in the morning and I didn't try, I didn't get a chance to call you back, I'm still working in your regards. It doesn't differ anything. I have persons in and out of my office, representatives coming in to ask my advice, all of that. During the day, I have phone calls nonstop, but I still find the time to put you on my listings because it's very important that I do that. I don't want anyone tampering with anything for you. And luckily, you were saved. Now, if something is not needed, Barb, it's not effective, it's not documented for, I will not tell you to do it or to sign to it. All right?
All right. All right.
Everything, right. Everything has to be documented. That's why in my department, I don't take slack work. I'm responsible for 9 other offices and I still have an office of my own. That's 10. And that's in my area. Now, sometimes I'm in Washington, sometimes I'm in Pennsylvania, sometimes I'm in all different areas, Barb. But I can tell you, once you're on my personal listing like you are, I keep contact with you wherever I am once I have the free time. And when I say that, I can put you on my listing as from 10 to 12:30 and I will take no other calls other than get your business done. So it doesn't matter where I am. And I also told you in the beginning that even though you're a little bit edgy sometimes, I don't mind that. But I am here. You can call me anytime. If you feel something comes on your mind and you want to speak with Amanda, my lines are open to you. And
All right.
you're not the only person because I normally keep a listing, as I told you before, of 11 persons, right? Now I add you to the listing because it's urgent and your files are not to be played with because they almost got into your business like that because you never knew who you were speaking to at that point. So I totally defended everything for you in the meetings. Based on what you told me, I've mentioned it like you have. I've made it sound like it should, and you're good to strive. Now, no one can stop you, Barb, but you. As I was saying now, so the 712,000 was already paid, Barb. Tomorrow there will be another check distributed. I will give you the figures on that and you will see the amount decrease. Now, for your IRA account, Barb, the company was about to sign, I think it was over 100,000 from that same 375 towards your tax removal to that account. But I did not know, had no information from you, didn't get your go ahead on it. And I don't know what your IRA has a normality. Sorry, normally, I'm sorry, what your IRA account normally contains. So I don't want to sign to them sending 150,000 from that amount to it, and then the other 225 to your probably checking account or to your savings account for you to transfer whatever. I didn't want to make any decisions without you. But everything is in place for you to tell me how you want it to be done and for the processes to begin on your end. Barb, you're going. Can you hear me?
Yes, I hear you. Hello.
Barb, I lost you. I
Yes,
lost
I could
you.
hear you.
I lost you. Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
So your IRA account, as I was saying, I never spoke to you to find out if it had contained anything over that amount or that amount being connected with that account would have probably been too much for it, right?
No,
Never
that's
spoke
not.
to you.
No, it's not too much for it.
It's not too much. Okay, so basically, proof of own subjected payment you can apply to the IRS. All right, don't say anything, Barb. Let me ask you another question now. Would you rather for me to send the amount to you on checks right? Certified, nothing for you to worry about, honestly. Have you put it to your areas that you want it to go to, whether after we have conducted business or whatever? Or would you like for the transfers to go in anonymously as it's written on the files? Or would you rather to collect the checks? So I would send you the entire 375,000 for you to have in your position, while you're doing whatever you're doing on your end, to certify on your tax removals that you're aware of it. So when you start spending your money, IRS can send you back letters to say, because the payments that are being subjected, Barb, they're not being made from your account, right? Like the 712,000, it's administrated to your name, but the account that it was taken from was a sweepstakes company account. So these are things they might look into afterwards and say, okay, you got help probably from the company or whatever, so they need to sign in for more taxes. When this 2,970,000 is paid, no more taxes you don't pay for a lifetime. So that's when you get the documents with the seal on them that you take with you to the banking organization for them to view, to see that you will not be owing taxes. So whatever the banking system needs for support while you are with them, the company will subject a small amount from one of your bonus areas to your bank monthly, or weekly, any how they decide and doing it. I'll explain to you once the documents come down to me. But how I see it, it works out when you are being signed to the record also. So that's why the company signs an agreement, takes out a percentage, and the percentage, what I think was about 20%, sorry. So that led you up to the 375,000, but they're deducting that from the 2.970 that they're subjecting the payment for, that you can be involved in the payments as proof that it was made under your subjection as the recipient. So you don't face any future interruption, because I wouldn't call it problem because it would be fixed.
All right.
Okay. So on the IRA account, Barb, how do you want it to be done? You want the checks to come in, you hold on to them, do what you're doing, replace it when you're through? Or do you want it to be signed into you anonymously? You make your claims and do what you're doing, how you're supposed to keep the system reflecting on you as the recipient. How do you want it done?
Well, I can manage it myself.
So do you want the checks come into you? Want me to send you in the
Sure.
375,000? And you
Okay.
hold on and you hold on to it? Do what you're doing, because this is it. Let me explain something to you. I don't want you either, and I'm telling you this because remember, I do know what it's like in the financial areas. And I'm going to give you examples. I've seen bank managers, Barb, had to be sent home based on files I've investigated. And, she has her butt done, her breast lifted, and there are shortages, right? So I'm telling you this, not that it has anything to do with you, but you have to be super skeptical. That is the reason I'm allowing you to make your own deposits on your large amount, like for the 24.2 million. I don't want anyone distributing that for you. I want you to take that in, and wherever you are comfortable. You don't want to lay all your eggs in one basket, as I said. You don't want to be in one basket because you don't want to be a target. You don't know where the world is going, and I am telling you. So you have to be super skeptical, and I don't want you to deposit 375,000 and then withdraw that in a 2-day period to go towards your taxes. No. So we're going to deal with it properly. You're going to follow my steps. I will take patience in leading you. It has nothing to do with my time, and I'll make the time.
Well, if
Whatever
I didn't
questions
have a
you
choice, why did you just give me one?
What did you say, Barb? I didn't hear that.
You gave me a choice and I chose one way and then you took that choice away. Why did you give me a choice if I didn't really have one?
No, 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 no. I didn't take the choice away. I was explaining to you on a different angle, not taking the chance. Didn't you say you want the amount subjected to you and then you do what you're doing?
Mm-hmm.
Good. And I am saying to you now, I don't want you, I want for you to collect your amount. I don't want you to deposit that amount right away. You understand? And then take it back from the bank right away to show any bad banking or anything to
Oh, honey,
interrupt your
I have an
banking.
excellent accountant. You don't have to worry about me showing
All right,
bad
all right, all
banking.
right. Okay,
Okay?
okay, Bob. Okay,
Yeah, you don't have to
okay.
worry about bad banking.
No more mother daughter. I won't play the mother anymore. I'm so sorry. No more mother daughter.
Well,
All right.
you're playing an annoying daughter is what you're playing. But go ahead.
Thank you, Barbara. Thank you very much for the laugh. I have to use my brain so much within a day. It's good for a laugh. I'm playing the annoying daughter. That is so for me. I could start crying. But anyway, tell me how I'm annoying and let me fix it immediately.
Well, I don't need it explained 100 times. Just once is enough, really.
Okay, my dear, no problem. Once, you know why I explained to you so in such a long time period?
I do not know that.
All right, I'm going to tell you why.
I thought
I
you
want
would.
for you to fully understand, Barb. So you don't have any holdups while the procedures are in place like they are now. You understand? So it's within me to explain it, and I will explain it. Once you understand, you can just say, "Okay, Amanda, I've got it." And now I realize that you have a fast understanding span. So I'm going to leave it at that, right? The checks will be authorized to be sent off to you by Thursday. I will not send you a mail for you to sign for anyone to think it's anything to take to themselves. So I'm going to use a brain teaser there. I'm going to send you a mail by FedEx or by priority. That's how I'm going to sign to it for them to have it sent into you.
All
All
right.
right? No one will be able to look at your mail, Barb, and know that it's coming from a company. The last time we
Mm-hmm.
had two mails sent to you that way, showing sweepstakes attached under publishers, it didn't work out. You got no copies of those, and you told me, and I believe you, or else you would have done the right thing in the beginning. So I'm going to leave it at that. Your mail will be simple and seems to be personal. So no one will be able to top in or to take it. So I can guarantee you it will be there. I will tell you what you're looking for and I will tell you how much you're looking for. So when it comes into you, then I will tell you what to do. Do you use a safe, Barb?
Yes.
All right. Any information that comes into you pertaining to what you're collecting, please put it in your safe. Not that I'm being the annoying daughter. Okay? Just that it keeps safe, please.
All
All
right.
right? Okay. All right. I really like working for you, even though sometimes you get a little upset, as I said. It's no problem. As you see, I really laugh at sometimes you're mad shortly. But it's my pleasure working for you, and I can guarantee you within 2 weeks, you should be looking at your money.
Well,
Okay?
I appreciate all you're doing. I really do.
And I thank you. I do thank you for your patience and for having that fast understanding span that doesn't take me repeating like over 100 times. And I'm so used to it. Sometimes I go into, but I do apologize. And I should give you a call by 9:30 tomorrow morning. Is that all right with you? The bank is supposed to send me the report by 9.
Yes, that's fine. That's a little bit early, though. If you could wait until
No,
after 10 or so, that would be better.
you know what I'm going to do, Barb? I would love for you to call me when you're available.
All
I'm going to
right.
have you on my record from 9 until 1 o'clock tomorrow. So as soon as I get in, I'll send the message to my other offices and I will speak to my secretary so I'll have enough time to interact with you and tell you what needs to be done on your end.
Okay. And you're
Okay?
going to mail me something tomorrow, you said?
I'm going to have the checks mailed off to you on Thursday.
All
Please
right.
don't tell anyone, Barb. Please. Because I need for the checks to be placed in your position that you can see that what you're doing is already covered. You
Mm-hmm.
understand?
Mm-hmm. All
Okay.
right. Now let me ask you something. Yesterday or the day before, I don't recall which day it was. Um,
Mm-hmm.
you called me from another number. Was
Mm-hmm.
with a 876 area code.
That's the number I wanted for you to identify the area code. The area
Mm-hmm.
code that I allowed you to identify was one that we picked up on the investigation record that the solicitors are calling you from.
Well, no, I only
That's the
had you
reason
call
I'm
me from that. Are you in Jamaica?
Barb, you remembered what I said to you
I mean, you kind of sound
before
like it.
the, excuse me?
I mean, you kind of sound like you might be. And you called me from 876 number.
Let me say this to you, Barb, and listen to me carefully. I called you yesterday. I said to you, I said, Barbara, there's a number. I didn't say Barbara. I said, Barb, there's an area code. There's a phone number I need you to identify. The
Mm-hmm.
area code.
Mm-hmm.
I said, if you see a number coming up that you don't know, take the phone up. I need to see if the call came into you. You know why it was done like that? Because the numbers that are contacting you are registered not in America. So let me tell you what I got from the investigation record. It had nothing to do where I was calling from. I contacted you for you to see the area code to see if
Oh,
you could
so are you able
identify
to
it.
change the area code of a number that you call from?
Hold on. Let me look on your list and what they sent me. They sent me about 5 different codes. Hold on. You hold on. Barb, I don't think you trust me. I think you don't trust me very much. That's what I think. I don't want to judge you. Hold on.
Well, that's not judging me.
I don't want to do that. I'm just saying. You don't as if you trust me. But yes, I'd be judging you to think that because you're free to ask questions. 876-838-707-920-515. And I can go a long way. Hold on. 641
I don't know
909.
what these numbers are
All
that
these
you're giving
area
me.
codes are registered to your phone. This
No,
is
they're
what the
not.
area picked up on the
No, they're
calls coming
not.
into you. What?
No,
Didn't hear that.
my area code is 561.
I know your area code is 561, Barb. You have a very high level of understanding in one
I
level,
feel like you're
and then
changing the
there's
subject to
another one
detract from the
that you have
fact that you called me
complications.
from a Jamaica phone
You're,
number.
you keep debating on that. Your area code that you now have is 561. Your number is 6415. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about the fact that there was an input on your file that drew a line. These are the area codes I just gave you that the phone calls are coming in from that are solicited attempt calls. One of the voicemails, it's a person, hello, with a long hello, and I don't know if that's supposedly to be you, but it's not, and it's a male voice, right? So when you're asking me about Jamaica. What about Jamaica though, Barb? Do you know someone there?
Well, no, but that's what the area code is, and that's where the other scammers I think were from.
And you see what I mean about you? You act very twisted sometimes. I said to you,
Twisted.
Yes, you do,
Lady,
because I
what are you
said to you,
talking
Barb,
about?
tell me. Hold on. I said, do you know that area code? If I didn't see it on your files, it would not be connected to your phone for you to look at your caller ID and tell me if you're familiar with it. Everything that I ask you, I write a report for. You understand? So if it's in your favor, it's in your favor. Area code. I said, look at it. You don't remember what I said to you before? I
Yes.
called you from I gave you even my personal number. You don't even know that's my personal number I tagged you from. The 225 because I was getting so much problems with this line from the office. I said I'm going to tag you to my other phone, and I was so afraid
What do you
to
mean
even send
tag me
you.
to your phone? I had a missed call from that number and I called it back. I didn't know who it was. You didn't answer that phone.
I didn't answer that phone, Barb, because that phone was in my car when you were calling. And I explained to you
I feel like
that
you're
when
playing
you
games with me on these phone numbers. And then Peter White called me earlier today and wanted me to transfer $4,000.
you
I don't
see
know
what
if
I'm
I don't know if you two are working together or what you're trying to do.
Barbara, now you're getting me a little bit on the side now
I don't know
where
what
I
that.
have to get. Hold on. Stop right there. Because I take jokes and I laugh at things, but I do have a
Well, I'm
limit.
not joking.
And no, listen, I don't want you to joke
Why
with
did he
me.
want me
That's
to
what I'm telling
transfer four
you.
thousand
No,
dollars
listen to me
today?
very well. No, you're talking now and you're not listening. And it's bad manners to talk while
Well,
somebody else
honey,
is
you don't
talking.
stop talking. You just keep
Barb,
talking and talking and talking. You don't let other people finish. My God, does you have anybody
but
that wants to
why
stay
are
around
you
you?
judging me? Why? You have been insulted from the first time I met you and I
Because you
laughed
just
you out of
talk and
wig.
talk and talk and
And you're
talk and
still,
talk. My God,
it's
it's like a
my
chatty
mouth. I'm
Cathy
free to
doll.
talk if I'm going to. I talk all day. You're
I
not the only
know. That's
person I
what I'm
talk to.
saying. You talk all day.
What's your
God.
problem, Barbara? Can you tell me what your problem is?
I
Because
want
if
to
you're
know
not,
why Peter White wanted me to transfer four thousand
who the
dollars
hell is Peter
today.
White? Why didn't you ask him that? Why are you asking me that? Who is Peter White? You have been talking to people, and that's why the protective service has been
He's the
picking
man
you
who
up.
gave me your
You know
phone
what, Barbara?
number.
Let me tell you something. I'm
He's the
gonna go
man
use
who
my
gave me
my
your
little
phone
booklet that I got
number.
from Bible studies. You know what? Let
You
me.
and your Bible
My
study. Good Lord.
you're in the
He's the
house.
man who gave me your phone number. What do you mean, who is he? He gave me your phone number.
Listen to me. Listen to me. And listen to me good, Barbara. I don't know Peter White what reason he contacted you for 4,000. My
He called me
office,
about 20
when he gave
times
you,
today.
when he,
And I told him I was
let me,
talking to you.
Barb, I am so insulted. You know why? I have gotten your file. I don't take calls from every office. Your call that came into me, it was not really an option. I decided to take it because I saw what was happening. Don't think that I speak to Peter White or whatever on a regular basis.
Well,
I don't do that.
now you know him. A minute ago, you didn't know who he was.
No, you're not. Barbara, there is a listing of people. I can look back on my files and see who called and which office it came from. You're really making me feel offended. I'm
Well,
taking things to the
I tell
police.
you what, maybe we're just not getting along well. Is there anybody else there in that office that can handle my case? Surely you're not the only one.
Barbara, listen to me carefully. Peter White is from Office 23. It is under my sign in. I don't interact with all the persons from that office. My position that I have, if it's not my signature on most of the financial documents, they cannot leave. They have to be checked by me. No, if someone calls you and pretends to be someone else, I really don't know. But no one is authorized to call you and ask you for $4,000. And if you had called me earlier and said that to me, I would have sent that information
Honey, I
directly to the
called
office in
you.
Washington.
You
I
don't
did not
stop
get that
talking
call.
long enough for
I did not
anybody
get
to
that
tell
call.
you anything.
I did not get that call, Barb. And if you had mentioned that to me earlier, I would have reported that person. Listen, I've been
That
in
person, he's your associate
meetings.
who referred me to you.
Barbara, I am in 9 offices that I am responsible for
That
contain
was
more
10.
than 10 people. You need to listen to me. You know what? You need to open up and talk to me. You're just judging me and you're wrong. You're asking me. First thing you ask, this and that. Barb, if I wasn't working for you, I would not be on my toes like I was. You understand? I got your files and within 2 days I had everything sorted out almost. You have to respect that. I don't know who contacted you today wanting money. If I had known that, I would have reported it. I was the one that requested for your tax removal to start. All right? So I would not have started that without you. Bottom line, if I needed money from you, that is ridiculous. I almost started to cry because I knew that I was sued for that. I knew nothing about that. You understand? I went in over 2 meetings today in your regard, and then you're telling me that a Peter White called and he wanted money. I am explaining to you that I see so many different phone numbers call it, right? I'm on my toes for you, and then you make me feel bad. Why would I want someone to call you and work with someone to try to take money from you, Barb? Think about it. If I was about money, I've been speaking to you for over 2 days and I've never said to you, go do anything. I'm not going to tell you to do anything without everything being in place. Don't hurt my feelings this way. Don't do it, please.
I'm not trying to upset you. We'll just talk about it tomorrow, okay? She hung up.